to bring to order the meeting of the Township of Hamilton on Monday, December 21st, 2020. Please stand for the flag salute. John, you want to lead us?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here.
Here.
Here. Here. Can we have a moment of silence for private reflection? Thank you. Before we get started here, I have a presentation for Committeeman John Kurtz, who's been with us for quite some time. And if I'd like to read this proclamation quickly. Whereas John Kurtz has consistently served to the citizens of the Township of Hamilton for the last 6 years, first elected as committeeman in 2015 for a 3-year term, and then re-elected for a second consecutive 3-year term in 2018. And whereas during his 10-year township committee, John Kurtz was selected by his fellow committee members to serve as mayor in 2017. Whereas John Kurtz has selflessly volunteered his time, talents, and leadership to serve the citizens of the community and work for the betterment of the Township of Hamilton in many capacities, including his service as a longtime member of the Planning Board, Rotary Club, and founder and president of the Mays Landing Merchants Association. Therefore, we, the Township Committee of Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, on this day, December 21st, 2020, hereby honor John Kurtz. There you go, John. Thank you.
I just real quick would like to say it's been a pleasure working here at the township for many years with different boards and committees.
Your mic's not on.
What makes the job
don't have
easier
them.
for committee is the professionals that you surround yourself with.
There we
here
go.
at Town Hall.
He's going.
Turn your mic on. I'm sorry, John.
From the staff and employees here at Town Hall is like I said, what makes your job easier. It's been a pleasure to work with everybody, and I enjoyed my tenure here, and hope to look into some retirement issues now, possibly. But thank you very much for the presentation. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Appreciate your service.
Thank you.
We'll move on. Addition, deletion of late agenda items to be considered for action tonight. Additions would be 6B, resolution authorizing the purchase of a 2021 Dodge Ram 1500 tradesman 4x4 truck from Heritage Fleet Services Incorporated, cost not to exceed $24,017.35 for Public Works. Deletions will be 7E, resolution authorizing a private sale of surplus property no longer needed for use as recommended by the Director of Public Works.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. I want to open up to early public comment on agenda items, excluding items listed for public hearings. Is there anyone on the call that would like to speak? If you want to speak, you're going to have to unmute yourself.
Hi, it's Susan Lazarchuk from the Green Team.
Okay.
I just wanted to announce that we did get our certification from Sustainable Jersey as a bronze certification.
Okay.
So I gave Arch some information on what we got credit for and things like that.
Yep. We saw that. Very good. Job well done.
Thank you. And hopefully we'll have more things this year coming up to help increase our sustainability.
Very good. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public like to speak on early comment? Yeah, I don't see anybody.
Motion to close public comment?
Second.
Motion and second to close early public comment. Are there any questions? Seeing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. We'll move to number 4, public hearing and adoption of ordinance. A, ordinance 1939-2020, an ordinance to amend Chapter 60, Article 6, Administrator, subsection 35 of the Township Code to incorporate authorization for emergency personnel actions. This is a public hearing. I'd like to open it to the public. Anybody like to speak? Please unmute yourself if you'd like to speak, and you'll be recognized.
Hearing none, Mr. Mayor, I'll move to close the public portion.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to close the public portion. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Roll call vote, please. That's what I meant to say.
I'll make a motion to move 1939-2020.
I was
Second it.
Bob, I was just closing the public part. Okay. Correct. Okay, thanks.
I got the motion. Mr. Kane, I didn't hear the second.
I seconded it.
Thank you.
Okay. You have a motion and a second? Are there any questions or comments? We have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes,
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale? Mayor Schenker?
Yes,
All yes and adopted.
thank you. B, ordinance 1940-2020, an ordinance adopting an amendment to Chapter 245, Article 3, Mill Complex Redevelopment, Area Redevelopment Plan, Township of Hamilton. This is a public hearing. I would like to open this up to the public. Is there anyone that would like to speak? Please unmute yourself if you'd like to be recognized.
Motion to close public portion?
We have a
second.
motion and a second to close public portion. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
I'll make a motion to move 1940-2020. I will say, Mr. Mayor, there was a tremendous amount of conversation with the planning board the other night, and unanimously, with the exception of one abstention, they felt that this was something that was very necessary.
I agree. I agree. This is in an effort to help the industrial park in any way possible. This opens up or
Mill complex.
the mill complex, I'm sorry. This is the, got them backwards. This is the eminent domain,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Yes, this is very necessary at this point. I want to make it clear to everybody before we vote on this that this doesn't mean we're using eminent domain. It's just a tool in the toolbox that we can use. I hope to have some more discussion with them, but we had some movement a couple years ago, and which has since stopped, so we may not have a choice. Also be aware that we will not do this without having a developer on board before we make a move like this. A motion and a second.
I didn't hear a second.
I need a second, please.
I'll second it.
I have a second. Or any questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes,
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale? Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
Ordinance 1941-2020, an ordinance permitting and requiring criminal background checks for the employees and volunteers involved with township-sponsored or supported youth programs in the Township of Hamilton. This is a public hearing. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak? Please unmute yourself if you'd like to be recognized.
Hearing none, I'll make a motion Close the public portion.
Second.
Second.
A motion is second to close the public portion. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
those opposed, the ayes have it. What's your pleasure?
I'll make,
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Are there questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane?
yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes.
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale? And Mayor Shanker.
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
Thank you. 6, awards, bids, contracts, and change orders. A, resolution authorizing the purchase of a 2021 Dodge Ram 1500 pickup truck, tradesman 4x4 from Hertridge Fleet Services Incorporated under state contract cost not to exceed $22,834.35.
And this was a budgeted item, right?
This is a budgeted item, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So moved.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any other questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, could we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes.
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale? Mayor Shanker.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
6B, resolution authorizing the purchase of a 2021 Dodge Ram 1500 tradesman 4x4 truck from Hertridge Fleet Services Incorporated, cost not to exceed $24,017.35. Excuse me.
I'll move that.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes.
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale? And Mayor Shanker.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. Consent agenda for 7.
I'll make a motion to, D has been pulled, so I'll make a motion to approve items E has been pulled,
Correct.
removed. I'll make a motion to approve items A through D.
Your motion and second, or any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Number 8, personnel, a resolution to fill a municipal alliance alternate 1 vacancy, 1-year term expiring June 30th, 2021.
Just need a motion?
Yes,
I'll make that.
I'll second
we
it.
need to throw a name in there too, correct?
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for one on here, but,
Look in your packet. There's,
oh, you're right, sorry.
What's your pleasure?
We're
Let's
taking
submit the
these,
name of Stacy Rose. Do it.
Okay. Ronnie, was that a motion?
it was a
Yes.
motion.
Okay. I have a motion for Stacy Rose.
I'll second it.
I have a second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. B, resolution to fill municipal alliance alternate 2 vacancy, a 1-year term expiring June 30th, 2021.
I'll second.
it.
Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. C, resolution appointing Kevin Chapman as part-time communications officer at $16.56 an hour, effective date to be scheduled, contingent upon successful completion of background process.
Make that motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Excuse me. Next, we'll go to the minutes, regular meeting minutes, December 7th, 2020.
So moved.
Their motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. B, minutes executive session of December 7th, 2020.
Second.
Their motion and second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes.
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale? Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. Bill list, total $2,140,816.11.
So moved.
Second.
We have motion and second. Are there questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes.
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. Mr. Administrator, we move on to reports.
Just real briefly, first of all, I just want to thank the Green Team for all their efforts
Yes.
and
Great
congratulate
job.
them on their designation. I think it's a very important step for that group in keeping things moving forward with the resiliency issues. The other thing is, when we go back into just a little bit of a training for people online, on the new system, on the Microsoft Teams, when we go back into where people can actually be seen, or if there's a little hand up there, instead of having to unmute themselves, people can hit that at home on their side, and it waves to let you know they want to be recognized.
Okay,
So that's just a little thing that for people.
very good.
Other than that, I just want to wish everybody Happy New Year and stay safe with the COVID.
Very good. Mr. Solicitor. Yeah. Amen.
A lot better.
Steve, is that on, that microphone? Okay. Then why don't you go ahead and give your report?
Mayor, very brief, thank you. I just have a few comments. Last Monday, we had a late Wednesday game meeting. We presented a report of 761 pages from WST. I know the community members will still be doing that. WST is in the process of preparing the applications for the powerhouse improvements. The applications are done, they're actually waiting for the county to issue an application to what we do for public games. And the last item regarding the game is we scheduled meetings for 2021. They will be the fourth Monday of each month. For Dan committee members from our township are over the county on the schedule. We need to know. We need that meeting once a month so that they keep up with their third agenda, our agenda, and it seems to be going. So that's scheduled growth. Cottonville Bridge. I sent a video this morning, and the beam across the bridge they installed. The first three beams I saw in the video this morning. So,
Great.
It's a quick review of 2021 projects. We're going to be completing Atlantic Avenue from the jail complex. We just passed the post office. We will be designing Third Street from Atlantic Avenue all the way down to Kinder School's curb sidewalks, drainage work. Two applications, grant applications for waiting here on the train station, and we submitted about a month ago an application for now we're going to 6 cents per mile for great and they give this for great applications. So we could be pretty busy next year with some roads.
Good. Very
That
good.
concludes my report.
All right, thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, well, how much of the road, how much of Malcolm Road we talking about?
6 cents per per mile. It's from, just a little bit past the Blackbird's Pike. Coming off the Blackbird's Pike is a section, probably 2 or 3 tenths of a mile. It's in pretty good condition. So from that point to the last phase that was completed.
Okay. Any other questions?
When do we anticipate any work being done at the powerhouse there at Wheaton's?
That's a very good question. I don't know if Brett has any control over
No,
that.
nothing.
The design work is done. They've given us a preliminary budget. They're applying for permits as soon as the county issues applications. I don't know, but I will find out.
I would say, I know they said most of the permits are supposed to have answers in, I believe they said 90 days, but with the COVID, all those timelines are, you know, you can't hold them to it during the COVID.
The state of New Jersey used to have certain applications with 30 days for review for completion, and then 90 days they had to issue a permit. They've taken that away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, this is another thing that COVID is really hurting us on. But that's not to say that people on the damn committee aren't going to be squeaky wheels.
There you go.
One of the things we're talking about, WFP, when timing-wise, it would be appropriate for them to come here and talk to you. It won't be in January, we'll get a better grip on where the permit process is, probably planned. Because I'm sure we're going to start getting a lot of questions about this. And, we, three of us, will keep you advised.
Very good.
Yeah, I requested a timeline, progress schedule, basically. And that was requested a couple meetings ago, and it kind of fell to the wayside, so I reminded them that we want that, and they promised to have that. And that'll tell us, you know, that'll keep us abreast. It's something that everybody can look at and say, here's where we are.
So that's good. There's been more motion on that dam in the last 6 months than there has been for a long time. So very good. Oleus, very good job. Appreciate it. That's it, Steve?
That's it.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Township committee members, Carl?
As stated, you know, congratulations to the Green Team for their work and what they did. That's great. My first year up here was pretty interesting. Not quite what I expected because of the COVID. I'm sure kind of changed things around a little bit, but quite a learning experience. I enjoy it. I wish I had more time. I guess we all do. But I'm looking forward to next year and the year after that, very much so. Christmas is coming, so, you know, everybody be safe, hug your kids. Yeah, I hate to say it, but maybe you should just stay home and try to be safe. That's the best thing I can say. And of course, you know, the new year, and let's all hope that we have a better new year. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, have a Festivus, great Festivus, and that's all I have to say. Reagan, Maddie, miss you, love you, hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Carl. John?
I just wanted to follow up on Carl's remarks and wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and hope that this situation we're in with the COVID works itself out and we can all get back to some variety of normalcy if we can. It's been really tough on everyone, every business, and it's hoping that things end up real soon, that we can get back to normal. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, John. Charlie?
Well, first of all, I'd like to start out by thanking everyone that sent thoughts and prayers and well wishes my family's way. You know, we had a family emergency that could have really been a bad situation. Fortunately, it was caught early. My daughter had emergency eye surgery on both eyes, and we had her back for a follow-up today. That was last Thursday, followed up on Friday The surgeon is actually impressed with his own work. Did not think it could turn out as good as it did. And I'm happy to say she's already seeing blurry images in her left eye. So I want to thank everyone for all the text and all the calls. I really do appreciate it. I'd like to thank the staff at Town Hall, Public Works, the Police Department for getting us through such a difficult year. Obviously, nobody saw anything like this coming, and I want to just recognize each and every one of you for the great job you did. Of course, our professionals, I appreciate each and every one of them. I'd like to thank all of our volunteers on all the boards and commissions for the great job they did throughout the year, and of course, the professionals they work with. It's been an absolute pleasure serving with each and every one of you up here. Carl, I enjoyed my first year on committee with you. I just like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year. And that concludes my comments, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Charlie. Rodney?
Yeah, I would just like to second the comments made by the committee members. And I want to thank Carl for enjoyed working with him for the year. And I wish Kurtz the best. I enjoyed working with him. I think all of us are looking forward to the next year, and hopefully it'll be better in so many ways. I wish all of you avoid the virus. I know my family would normally get together at this time of the year, but we're not because of the virus. I'm sure it's affected others that way too. So have a happy holiday. Thanks.
Thank you, Rodney. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the Green Team, and Rodney, I know you do a lot of work with the Green Team, so congratulations to you as well. A lot of hard work went into that. They do a great job, and once again, congratulations. This is my 5th year on Township Committee, and I got to tell you, by far the hardest year that I've seen. This whole year has been a constant ever-changing battle to try and keep some normalcy. We did everything that we could to keep our people here in Town Hall, our police department, our public works people, and the people that work in all the offices, and the dispatchers, and everyone. They did a great job this year under a lot of duress. And again, I want, like as everyone else, I want to thank you for hanging in there. Hopefully better days are coming. I also like the public to know that we did everything to keep them safe, to try and give you some kind of normalcy in a time when normalcy wasn't there. So, you know, we're moving out of this year, thank God. And hopefully we're heading towards better times. There's a couple of vaccines out there now, and hopefully with a little bit of luck, they work and keep everybody safe. And I know this is very difficult to say, but during this holiday, please be as safe as you can. I know it's not the normal thing you do. I have a big family gathering with my family every year, which we're not doing this year, which none of us are happy about. But we want to be here after this is all over, so we figure this is the best way to do it. It's been my pleasure to serve with all of you up here this year. John, good luck to you in your retirement. Carl, Charlie, it's a good first year. Let's see what we can do next year. And I just want to say, everybody stay safe, enjoy the holidays, and we'll see you in the new year. I would like to turn it over to the public. Anybody in the public like to speak? You want to be recognized, the little hand there on your screen, if you move your mouse around, you click that hand, it'll wave to us, or just unmute yourself to be recognized. Anyone in the public like to speak? Okay. Committee?
Motion to
Move to
close public
the
comments.
session.
We have a motion, second, close the public portion.
Second.
Public comment, excuse me. Any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, the ayes have it. I'll take a motion for adjournment to executive session where we will discuss personnel emergency management and tactics and techniques utilized in protecting the safety and property of the public.
I'll make
Mr.
that
Mayor,
motion.
I'd like to just real quick amend that. For B, we're going to change B to contracts under shared service.
Contract under shared services?
Contracts, yes, under shared service.
Okay. What's your pleasure, committee?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All right, so we have a motion to adjourn. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it.
We are still not coming back out, correct?
We are not coming back
Okay.
out. no.
Be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Hamilton that this meeting be adjourned to an executive discussion to discuss the following matters which are exempt from public discussion pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law: personnel, emergency management, and contracts, shared services agreements. Be it further resolved that the governing body will not reconvene in public session to confirm the results of the executive session. Be it further resolved that the results of the executive session shall be made known as soon as the basis for confidentiality is no longer confidential.
Okay.